Don't know who need to hear this, but never forget you that nigga.
Now, one thing I can appreciate about the young P's and P culture is they understand the importance of a magnanimous, inspiring self-image and self-narrative. So, they come up with ideas about themselves and presentation about themselves that exudes, a certain level of dexterity, they have a certain quotidian commitment to showing up as the bulletproof, most non-Perel version that they can be in whatever it is that their field of craft or endeavor is. And see, I think that even though that comes from the ism and all of that, I think that's something that in the square world, the black man can really learn from, embody, and apply, just in day-to-day life, which is really coming up with the narrative and really seeing yourself as somebody that is just overall just a hell of a Negro. Because I think ultimately what has happened is there's nobody in America with a worse story that they tell themselves about themselves than the black man. Everybody else has a heroic story. I used to go to the cigar lounge, Stogies, every day. These Jewish guys would meet up, sit on the couch, and watch Inglorious Bastards. Every day they came, smoke cigars, and watch their people kick ass and reaffirm who they are. However, we have a narrative, and I think some of it is maybe a side effect of the mental health awareness movement, where many black men have a habit more so of in reflection or rumination about what they're working on, their trauma, their past healing, their inner child, all of those type of things. And but the problem is those are supposed to be things that you're working on, right? Those are not supposed to be things that you identify as who you are. And you have people that identify as processing trauma, No, you can be processing trauma and still be out here, hey, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you can do two things at once. So I think black men need to really start looking at doing what we need to do to empower, have a better self-story. If you got to create an alter ego, I had to add 10x to my name. And then if you create, if you have to create a who am I statement. I got a who am I statement. Who am I? Hey, man. King and a relentless scholar, possessor of immense wisdom and a mind that doesn't know any limits. He doesn't participate in nor does he recognize failures. He's a blessing to all he encounters. You got to really, whatever he desires, he asks for and receives. Whatever he disdains, he ignores. You have to create something that you can really, like, that just inspires me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, because if you don't believe it, how can you impress it? How can you impose it upon other people? You see, it's a lot of brothers out here. There's a lot of brothers out here that have everything that it takes to be at the top of their field, except a dynamic and powerful